What's happening, everyone? Today's focus is on the top WNBA player prop bets for Sunday. With a 4-game slate on tap, this breakdown will cover each matchup, highlighting who's trending, where the best value is, and key player props to consider. Whether you're looking to add some excitement to your day or seeking that extra edge in your betting, this analysis has you covered. If this content helps, please smash that like button, subscribe for more daily updates. Let's analyze the upcoming 4 games scheduled for Sunday. Game 1. Connecticut Sun vs. Atlanta Dream. First matchup on the slate features the Connecticut Sun traveling to face the Atlanta Dream at 3 p.m. in Atlanta. The Dream are favored by 9.5 points, with the total set at 157.5. This game presents some interesting dynamics. Connecticut is on the road for their second straight game before returning home, while Atlanta is playing their third consecutive home game, coming off a recent win over Dallas. Key injuries to monitor. Atlanta's Jordan Canada remains out for weeks with her knee injury. Tahina Papau went down with a face injury yesterday and is questionable. Connecticut's Lindsay Allen left early in their last game with a hamstring issue and might be unavailable. Both teams are dealing with backcourt challenges. Connecticut began the season 0-3, suffering a tough loss to Minnesota where they led by 10 but were outscored 27-4 in the final quarter. Atlanta is 2-2, with a recent win but still struggles to close out games effectively. Both defenses have been leaky. Connecticut ranks 12th overall, Atlanta 10th, and neither team is playing lockdown defense right now. Some players are starting to find their rhythm. Marina Mabrey, after a slow start, exploded for 22 points, grabbed 8 rebounds, and dished 6 assists last game. She's a volume shooter, averaging around 19 shots per game, making her an ideal candidate for player props. FanDuel lists her points line at over 14.5 at -128, a line that looks favorable given her recent volume and performance. Olivia Nelson-Ododa is another player to watch. The center has stepped into a bigger role this season, averaging 12 points and 7 rebounds in just under 24 minutes per game. Her activity inside makes her a solid candidate for rebounds and points. While Connecticut's attempt to cover the 9.5 points is tempting, it's wise to be cautious with such a large spread on a team still finding its footing. The better play might be the under on the total, 157.5, as both defenses, despite their flaws, could slow down the scoring pace with injuries and fatigue. Favorite player prop for this game, Marina Mabrey over 14.5 points. Her recent volume and scoring upside make this a strong value. Game 2, Las Vegas Aces vs. Seattle Storm. Next at 6 p.m., the Las Vegas Aces head to Seattle to face the Storm. The Aces are 3.5 favorites with the total set at 162.5. Both teams are 2-1 and riding winning streaks, a promising matchup with plenty of betting opportunities. One of the main storylines, Joel Lloyd returning to Seattle, where she played for 10 seasons. She's coming off a clutch game-winning shot against the Mystics, and her scoring streak could continue. FanDuel lists her points over 15.5, but buying the half point down to 14.5 at -128 is recommended, considering her streaky nature. Seattle's defense ranks 4th overall with a 93.7 rating, but their offense has been inconsistent, ranking 10th in points per game. The Aces boast a solid offense and defense, with a net rating of +7.1, and they're shooting the 3 well, 3rd most 3-pointers made in the league. Historically, Vegas has dominated the Storm, winning 9 of their last 10 meetings. Last season, they swept Seattle in the playoffs and won 5 straight in the series, averaging about 9 points per win. That historical dominance makes the Aces a strong favorite to cover the 3.5 here. The total set at 162.5 appears ripe for the under. Both teams tend to play at a slower pace, and Seattle's defense at home has been tough. Player prop to consider, Joel Lloyd over 15.5 points. Buying the half point to 14.5 increases the likelihood of a cash, especially in a game where she might be motivated to perform against her former team. Game 3, Chicago Sky vs. Los Angeles Sparks. At 6 p.m. in Los Angeles, the Chicago Sky face the Sparks. The Sparks are 4-point favorites with a total of 160. Both teams have struggled early. Chicago is 0-2 with blowout losses, and LA is 1-3 after losing 3 straight. LA has significant injury concerns. Ray Burrell went down in the first minute of the season, and Cameron Brink remains out due to her ACL. Rickea Jackson is out with a concussion, leaving their depth stretched thin. Chicago, while struggling, has a strong rebounding core, second in the league in rebounds per game. Chicago's rebounding advantage, especially on the offensive glass, could be crucial. The Sky average about 14 offensive rebounds a game, leading the league. If they can capitalize on those extra possessions, covering the line becomes more plausible. The line has shifted from 1.5 to 4 favoring LA, but this could be an overreaction. Chicago's recent blowout losses don't necessarily reflect their true capability, especially with the edge on the boards. Taking the points with Chicago is a viable strategy. Over the total, although tempting, might be riskier given both teams' defensive struggles. Still, if pressed, leaning toward the over makes sense due to pace and rebounding. Player props to watch. Azure Stevens over 12.5 points. She's been consistent, hitting that line in every game this season. Angel Reese over 13.5 rebounds. She's been a rebounding force, exceeding that number in 7 of her last 10 games and averaging over 18 rebounds on the road recently. Game 4, Washington Mystics versus Phoenix Mercury. Finally, the nightcap at 6 p.m., the Washington Mystics host the Phoenix Mercury. The Mercury are favored by 4.5 points with a total of 161.5. Both teams have been efficient offensively. Washington is third in effective field goal percentage, Phoenix fourth. Phoenix is dealing with injuries. Monique Oko-McCain is questionable after a knee injury, and Natasha Mack remains out. Shakira Austin is out for Washington, but Aaliyah Edwards might return to bolster the inside. This could be a key factor in the rebounding battle. Phoenix's defense has been solid, allowing only 74 points per game, the lowest in the league. Their three-point shooting has been inconsistent, hitting just 33%. Washington, on the other hand, shoots the ball well from deep, hitting 42%, which could stretch Phoenix's defense. Taking the points with Washington seems prudent, especially if Edwards returns, giving them inside strength. The total might lean under. Both defenses are playing slower, and Phoenix's interior defense is stout at home. Player props to monitor. Kiki Arifan over 13.5 rebounds. She's exceeded this number in 5 straight road games, averaging over 18 rebounds during that stretch. Sonia Citrone and Kiki Arifan. Keep an eye on their lines for additional value plays as they are emerging as key contributors. To wrap up, here are the top betting angles for Sunday's 4 games. Favorite side bets. Play the under on the Aces Storm total, 162.5. Take the points with Chicago in their matchup against LA. Lay the points with Vegas on the road against Seattle. Consider the points with Washington against Phoenix. Player props to watch. Marina Mabrey over 14.5 points. Joel Lloyd over 14.5 or 15.5 points. Buy the half point. Kiki Arifan over Trenton Fem rebounds. Angel Reese over 13.5 rebounds. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please smash that like button, subscribe for more daily insights, and share with your friends who love betting on the WNBA. Thanks for tuning in. Let's hope the players are barking today and that your bets hit big. Enjoy the games.